Did you ever wonder why ice melts faster when placed on a metal surface compared when placed on a wooden surface? Or why does wind chill make us feel colder on a windy day even if the air temperature is the same? We can get answers for these questions by understanding the principles of heat transfer.
Oh my god! Wow!
What is heat transfer? Heat transfer is the process by which thermal energy is exchanged between different regions of a system or between different systems. We experience heat transfer in common things like using an electric fan. Fans cool our body by moving air over the surface of your skin, facilitating the transfer of heat away from your body. So, in wearing insulating clothes like cozy jackets. Wearing clothing with good insulating properties helps reduce heat transfer. The clothing traps air and prevents direct contact between your body and the surrounding cold or hot environment. Heat transfer occurs in response to a temperature difference and aims to achieve thermal equilibrium where the temperatures became equal. So what is thermal equilibrium? Thermal equilibrium is a state in which two or more objects or systems are at the same temperature, and there is no net flow of heat between them. When objects are in thermal equilibrium, they are said to be in thermal contact, but there is no transfer of heat energy from one to the other because they share the same temperature. An example of thermal equilibrium is when you have a cup of hot coffee and you leave it in a room until it reaches the room temperature. Initially, the coffee is hotter than the room, and the heat energy is transferred from the coffee to the surrounding air. As time passes, the coffee and the room air will eventually reach the same temperature, and thermal equilibrium is established. At this point, there is no further net transfer of heat between the coffee and the room air. There are three main modes of heat transfer. First is conduction. Conduction is the transfer of heat through a material without any movement of the material itself. It occurs when particles vibrate, and this vibration passes energy along to neighboring particles. Example: touching a metal spoon that has been placed in a hot cup of coffee. The heat from the coffee is conducted through the metal and reaches your hand. Second is convection. Convection is the transfer of heat through the movement of fluids, liquid or gases. Warmer regions of fluid arise, and cooler regions sink, creating a continuous circulation of heat. Example: boiling water in a pot. The heat at the bottom of the pot causes the water to warm up, rise, and circulate, creating a convection current. And last is radiation. Radiation is the transfer of heat through electromagnetic waves. It does not require a medium, like solid, liquid, or gas, for the transfer to occur. Example: feeling the warmth of the sun on your face. The sun emits electromagnetic radiation, and when this radiation reaches you, it transfers heat. Heat transfer is fundamental in cooking. It's used in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Helps in deciding and choosing clothing materials that provide insulation and regulate body temperature. Heat transfer, thermal equilibrium, and the three modes of heat transfer are interconnected topics. Yet, they are not just some boring physics textbook topics that we just learn to forget. These are crucial topics and ideas that we use for everyday comfort, routines, and well-being.